Directed out to the right point. A shot by Spurgeon. Save Bench. Rebound steered wide. And then they score. Second straight game with a goal for Jason Pominville. Here comes Taves. On the save by Dubnyk. Here is Kane with room. He scores. Here is Granlund to the net. Oh, big save by Crawford. And then they score. And the Minnesota Wild have come into Chicago. They defeat the Blackhawks by the score of 2-1. Ryan Suter with the game winner.
Wild Wednesday, we are... Oh, my God, that's loud.
That's
I'm
hot.
Sorry about that.
Coming in hot.
I came in super hot there. Sorry about that. But it has been 2 weeks, so there's a lot of buildup. Wild Wednesday back from a little holiday hiatus. Scott Schweitz, Sarah Sheely, and back again with us, and I'm going to get it right this time, the ever-so-lovely and eloquent Kendall Mark.
Eloquent.
Thanks for having me.
There's not two of them. There's not Kendall Marks in the plural. There's only one.
Mm-hmm. Something smells really good that just walked by. Did you smell that?
I know.
It smells like some kind of baked
Everything
fish.
smells good in here.
I love
walleye?
I love that we just got sidetracked quickly.
Sorry. It smells, Bennett's Chop House. They know what's up.
I
It
know.
smells good.
That sounded like it was like an SNL skit, like the ladies like the sweaty balls. Like, did you smell that?
That's what it was.
That was
That's
great.
what it reminded you
That was
of?
great. It's like
It made me hungry, and that's what
Right.
came to your mind.
just how you guys were talking about it. It sounded like that. It was like, did you smell that? Oh, that was good.
My
That
life
was
is an
very nice.
SNL skit. That's why. Just not on purpose. It's not that.
Just life.
It's not like funny,
That
like
probably-
humorful. It's funny, like, oh man, that just happened to you.
Like tragic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well,
It's
you've
that
been
way.
busy, I feel like, since the last time you've been here.
Yeah. I always do that. I always talk below my mic. Sorry. So just punch me if you can't hear something.
There's no costing going
Okay.
on here. Nope.
Yeah, I have. I've been doing a bunch of wild games. I'm going to be back on Thursday.
That's,
I'm gonna
that's
be,
tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow. Getting harassed by Scott. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
My buddy Matt and I are going to go harass her. I told her
Fun.
that already. I gave her forewarning.
I
Yeah.
wanted to harass her when we went, but she wasn't there. I was so
That
mad.
wasn't Dale.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, and then I've been doing a lot of stuff with Fox Sports North, mostly with the Wolves, ironically, because they just do so many of their viewing parties and stuff with them. And
So where are their viewing parties? Not to talk about the Timberwolves, but
Right.
I've been wondering about this when you said you were doing it.
Right, so there are various bars, usually around Minneapolis, at the suburbs around Minneapolis. Coors Light picks them because it's a sponsorship with them, and
Interesting.
yeah, so there's these. I mean, we walk in, and it's always a packed bar, which is fun. I mean, half the people aren't necessarily there for the viewing party, but they'll stick around because there's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then traveling all over the place for air views, and it's cool. I like it.
Busy lady.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
we're
been
really
fun.
happy you took some time out of your day to come.
You
come
know-
spend a little time with us here.
I just had to pull my arm.
We're going to eat Canadian French fries. There's nothing better than that.
Again,
Oh,
by the
my
way, Canadian
arm.
French fries again.
You're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Well, we told people last time.
oh,
that we
did
got
we?
them. We
It
did.
was so long ago, I don't even remember.
It was 2 weeks.
I know. It feels like an eternity since I've been here at Bennett's.
And
has.
I think it probably feels like an eternity because until last night, it was an eternity.
It was an eternity.
The Wild were playing just utterly horrible. And,
Utterly.
And the thing about it is, I like the fact that Mike Yeo came out and said that they'd been playing horrible all year, but now they've just gotten exposed. So I like that, and it really must have hit the nerve that struck Suter, that kind of came out and he chirped about the defenseman pairing switching up and him taking away Spurgeon as the top line mate and so on. And obviously, I think is indicative again of Spurgeon's value. When the threat of taking him away from Suter makes him upset.
Was it really that, or was it just because he was getting paired with Brodeen, though?
But Brody was his line mate for how long?
Yeah, but he didn't like it. I mean, because they're both lefties, he wasn't a fan of it.
I don't know if that was it, but I mean, I don't know.
I think honestly he was more pissed that nobody told him before practice, and then he gets there and suddenly they've made this change. And I mean, I think that's what caused the outburst to make him boil over.
But he's a player. I mean, I don't think he needs forewarning of a change. The coach can make a change whenever he wants.
Right, but I'm just saying I think that's what boiled over. It's not really like him to come out to the media and just be calling out coaches and...
It does not. He's the strong, silent farm boy type. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, we don't have...
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I
thought it was great from
like
him. I thought it was great from Yo. I love to see a little spunk and a little feist and
from
you know
him
what?
especially. From him
Yeah.
especially because he is so subdued. I do like to see a little emotion come out once in a while.
I mean, you guys are frustrated. We're frustrated. I mean, everybody's frustrated at this point. So let's just be pissed off because clearly that's what needed to happen.
Yeah.
And then Yo says, well, something has to change. And I like making the defensive pairing changes. At that point, something has to change. You know, we can't keep going like this or we're going to end up in a shit situation like last year.
There it is. How long?
When that doesn't even count, you guys.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
I just like to check the first swear
It
word
wasn't
of the
aggressive. It was just a
5
statement.
minutes.
Yes,
The
it was
5
just a
minutes
true
swearing
statement.
warning. There we go.
That's pretty good.
All right.
But we don't want to be in the same situation as we were last year when we have to come into January, pretty much win every game for the rest of the season to make the playoffs.
What do you want me to do?
Don't make that sign.
Tip your mic down.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Whatever
Like
hand
there, Aaron?
gestures he was just making at you, don't do.
What do you want me to do, Aaron?
Inappropriate.
Super confused.
Aaron, we're on the air, you creep.
Aaron does not have his mustache anymore, nor do I. But I mean,
Thank
I thought you were
the
going
Lord.
to
He'd be arrested if
I
he
thought you
had
were
his
gonna hold on to
mustache
it.
and just made those hand gestures.
Were you going to hold on to it? You decided to get rid of it.
I was bluffing.
Thank God.
Okay, all right.
I harassed just enough. You know, I think a big boiling point for them too is that game against the Stars. I
would hope so.
I think that was the tipster because you're at
The
home.
tipster.
You've got the home ice advantage, right? Don't look at me like that.
Like a tipping point. A tipster is somebody like tips somebody off on
I
something.
know what a tipster is. I
like the tipster.
Thank you.
Whatever.
God, Scott. Never coming back. Anyway, so my thought was that, you know, they really just sat back on their heels and totally gave up that game. I mean, if you looked, I was sitting at that point up in the press box because we were pretty much done with our job by the third period. There was we had 24 shots on goal or something, and they had around 46 at that point. And I'm like, come on. You cannot expect your goalie to just keep stopping that.
Well, and at that point, you're sitting in a shutout situation.
Right.
But I think what was really frustrating was going up 3-0 and then giving it away. It was
Right.
nice to see Palmer finally get his first one. I
Ooh,
think
finally.
that everybody was so happy to see that. But
Followed up by a second one.
followed up by a second one. Yeah, I have. A coworker of mine. He kind of has been on the Palmer train, and I've been kind of talking. You know, he has to figure it out what's happening, and he's been a little soft on him. So now, of course, he's like, "That's it. They're going to start rolling in." I told you. I'm like,
That's
well,
what- no,
22 games later.
That's what Wes Walls said. I mean, Wes Walls did say that he's streaky and was in Buffalo, so you never know what's going to happen. I don't want to get ahead of it, and I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon because he was
a quarter of a season
he was
went by without
he was
a goal,
abysmal.
so-
I mean, the best word is abysmal for a quarter of the season.
How much does he make?
Enough? I mean, I think probably five plus million.
4.5 maybe.
Jeez.
I can tell you in just a moment. if you'd
It's
like.
interesting to me, though, just being from where we're from, how much that was talked about amongst just, bar talk sort of situation, and how, not to bring football into it, but to bring football into it, we've got somebody like Mike Wallace on our football team who, in the last, 4 games at this point, has run 23
Horrible,
yards.
yeah.
I mean, nothing.
Who's Mike Wallace? I don't even know who that is. No, I'm being facetious, but yeah, exactly right.
Funny. I just gave you that look of
Because you know who everybody knows the name of is Stephon Diggs.
right.
And
so nobody's talking
who
about
knew-
it because
who knew-
he's come in.
Who knew
but
Stephon Diggs in the beginning of the year?
Nobody.
Not a single person outside of the Vikings organization.
I did because he went to Maryland.
Whatever.
I got to eat, so you got to keep talking.
Okay.
Canadian French fries.
I'm looking up how much Palmerville makes.
But
So, anyways, it's super frustrating because you have a game against a really tough team that comes in. We're at home, and we should have won that game. And so to give it up like that, and then to go into the overtime and lose, it was. So, I mean, you come out with a point, but it's more the morale situation that you're in then.
Palmer makes $5.6 million a year, and he will make that much money until 2019.
until he dies.
Yeah. So I was actually super jacked up because I got off the plane and got home and flipped on the game, and we were up 3-rip. And I'm like, okay, all right, you know what? I come back into the state of hockey, and we are winning again. This is fabulous. We were off last week because obviously the holiday, but I was out of town in Hilton Head. But and so couldn't watch anything of hockey, which sucked because there wasn't anything on national TV or anything, so I had to follow it on Gamecast.
And they just don't believe in it there, or what?
Well, they didn't have FSN on their package,
Why
whatever in
didn't
the
you
bars.
just do FSN Go?
I found out about FSN Go. Watch
Fox Sports Go.
Plug for Fox Sports Go because
I'm doing that next week, by the way.
Totally,
It's one of my gigs.
Cool.
I saw the commercial for that on the game, and I'm like, what is that? what is this magical thing that I can't figure out?
Super awesome
So
app.
now I have it, and I could have watched it had I had it, but
You
yeah.
missed a
So
lot
I
of
came,
home games.
So I came back in, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Like we're 3-0. All right, we're back, especially against the Stars that we're traditionally play poor against.
And who's playing so well.
Yes.
Right.
And all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute. And it was the game that Kemper played.
Right.
And I'm like, and when I said about Wild Wednesday back when, I said Kemper's going to play against the Stars at Dallas. Because I said they're going to play him against a team that's tough because they want him to steal one. They're not going to give him a softie. And eventually it did happen. And they gave him this game, and he played like really well. I mean, he faced a ton of shots. The team just didn't support him, and it was really disappointing.
And what do you think that did for him, too? Because he's kind of a head case, you know? So he has this great
He
game.
played well. I mean, regardless of the
so
score,
well,
he
but
played
then the
very.
way to have that kind of epic collapse.
That's not on him, though. That's not on him, and people can't put that on him. That if you have a 3-goal lead, you should play strong and not have that happen, especially a shorty.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Well, and a lot of people, I mean, just in the arena in general. So we go into overtime.
Suck the air out of
We've
the
got,
building.
we have possession of the puck the majority of that overtime. Nobody's taking any shots, and the arena is just getting rambunctious. Like, just shoot the puck.
Now that
Sure
the,
enough,
the overtime
soon as-
overtime goal's on him. I mean, he got out.
Well,
of
no,
position.
but and then sure enough, the Stars get the goal, like the puck once, drive it down. He makes a save. That's great. We get the puck again. Okay, here's our second chance. We have possession for like a minute 30. They get one more time. They take the puck and shoot it, and look what happens. It's like, that's really frustrating as a fan to see that. You're like, why wasn't anyone? I understand you have to look for the right shot, but in overtime, do you really, or do you just want to pepper the net?
Okay,
Right.
who's the player you're referring to?
Who didn't pepper the net?
Who didn't shoot?
A lot, like Granlund,
There it is.
of course,
That's
was
the
not
word.
shooting.
That's the word I'm
but
looking for. Because he is
Yeah.
he has really, really settled into a non-shooter. And it's really amazing to me. I know he's not a shoot first kind of guy, but really, when it's in front of you, you're a hockey player. I don't care what position you play or what your style is. If it's there, shoot the puck.
Right.
I mean, that's a problem for me, and that's going to be a problem for him considering he's going to be up against a contract here not too long in the future because he only signed a bridge deal. So he better be really, really thinking about this kind of thing. And if his agent has any worth, is telling him this kind of thing too.
You should be his agent.
Doubt it. I can't. Agents have to be lawyers. I'm not a lawyer,
Oh, well,
but I play one on TV.
play one on TV. Yeah, that was disappointing. It was fun. Last night I went to the Hunger Games with my sister.
Ooh.
Yes, it was very exciting stuff. Got on the phone with
Is this like the second, like the second Mockingjay,
yeah,
whatever it is?
Yep.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
the final one in the movie. The final.
Is Katniss eventually going to die?
Nope, she doesn't die.
Okay.
Sorry, spoiler alert. She doesn't die.
Maybe she does. Maybe we're just kidding.
Maybe.
Does that other whiny little bastard die?
Which whiny little bastard?
The whiny little bastard that lived because she made
PETA?
up their love story. Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
not going to give that one away.
Okay.
Oh, I hate PETA.
I think you should die.
I think I can't give that
Okay,
away.
stop talking so bad about PETA.
We should-
okay?
Right? I think that we got a
The
bunch
only-
of Team Gale
the only
over here.
the only PETA I like is the Dancing with the Stars star PETA
She's
Murgatroyd.
beautiful.
Damn right.
You're creepy. I can't
Not-
believe you knew how to pronounce her last name.
PETA Murgatroyd. It's
No,
only
he
better.
watches Dancing with the Stars. Like, his wife doesn't watch it. He watches Dancing with the Stars.
I have no shame in that. Anybody who wants to talk shit, go ahead. I like
Are you
it.
happy that Bindi won?
It's a good story. It's a good story.
Bindi, like
She
Crocodile
deserved,
Bindi?
She deserved it.
I didn't actually watch it. I just saw that she won. And she's pretty cute.
All,
okay.
all of our hockey listening fans out there love this, by the way. And by the way, those of you that don't watch Dancing with the Stars, even if you don't like dancing, all the women on there are smoke shows. So just do yourself a service and watch it.
He's the only one who watches Dancing with the Stars here. I would just like to point that out.
Right.
Aaron does, but he won't tell anybody. I swear. I just saw it in his face. He's like, "Yeah, I won't say
No,
anything.
no.
I won't say
Doubtful.
anything."
He's wearing plaid. He doesn't watch Dancing
For
with the Stars.
sure he does.
Um,
It's a cover.
so I'm
Kevin
the
Gorg.
car.
I bet Gorg watches Dance with the Stars.
Nobody watches Dancing with the Stars.
nobody
Scott.
watches Dancing with the Stars.
Like, literally.
Seriously.
Even your
Well,
wife doesn't
shut
watch
your
it.
dirty mouths. They all do.
So I'm going home from the game, and we talk about poor Jordan all the time on the sports ticket.
Oh
But
God, I would have loved for him to be. By the way, both times I've been on the
I
sports
know, he
ticket,
just-
Jordan
he-
is like they're creeping on me, like right next to me, making sure that my hands don't come in within like 5 feet of you. And
last time when he was there, I was like, Scott's gonna be, and I was like, you met him last time. He goes, Kendall, you know how bad it looks at the 2 episodes I've ever been to. Scott's there. I just look like that creepy boyfriend.
Watchful eye. He's in there. He's like, don't do it.
Don't do it, man.
Don't even look at her.
Don't even think about it.
Don't even look at her.
So does he know you then?
This is mine.
Somebody he knows you?
Does he have like possession issues?
Right. Right. So anyway, I get on the phone with him and he's like, what? He's like,
love it.
well, first he's like, hi. I'm like, hey, just calling, coming on from the movie, just dropping Chloe off. All right, is that what you're calling about? Yeah. Listen to the game? No, I was at the movie. I was at the movie theater. Did we win? And he's like, we did not win. And I'm like, so we won. Because he's a huge Hawks fan for everybody.
I love the we is not a we. This is good.
It's
like
not.
This.
So it's pretty hilarious. Because, in his defense, the
divided,
whole family is from the
house.
Chicago area. But yes, it's a very divided household, and there's no way I'm switching teams.
You just were there, weren't you? Were in
no.
Rockford, right?
Yeah, we were just. That's why you saw him, because as soon as the show was done, we drove that nice 5-hour drive all the way to Rockford for Thanksgiving.
Well, that's why he was there. Okay, got it.
Hey, it's not funny. It's funny though. It actually is really funny, and I'm going to tell him that you said that.
Doesn't he listen to the show?
He listens to my show.
Oh, okay.
When I make him.
Got it.
When I'm like, do you want to hear all about Minnesota sports? He's like, well.
Sure.
No, well.
He does not play fantasy football. He told me that.
Yeah, no, he doesn't play. He doesn't know anything about fantasy football.
Gotcha.
So
it was pretty epic last night because we walked into their building, and what happened?
Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
Yeah, it was 300, and that talks about
That was aggressive.
That talks about the points, because we took from them everything and gave them nothing, which is exactly what we needed to do with a.
By everything, you mean 2 points?
By everything, I mean we didn't give them any points. Like, it could have went to OT.
We did have to extend frickin' Kane's streak, though.
I don't care, but I mean, we didn't give them any points. Like,
No, I
no
know.
OT, no nothing. We walked away with 2. We gave them nothing, and that's what we need to do to in division rivalry, because we cannot continue to foster the third point for other teams, and that's just how it is. I mean, otherwise it can continue to be too close and too tight and get to the end, and it's going to be messy. Now, I did read Pierre LeBrun backed up his early season prediction that we will make the playoffs, and there will be 5 teams coming out of the Central.
Okay, well, who did he say that they were going to be?
He said Winnipeg.
Us?
He said Winnipeg was
Winnipeg.
not making the playoffs.
Really?
Yep.
I could see that. They're kind of up and down.
But they got crazy fans
Well, yeah,
that
obviously.
might just push them into it or kill them all.
No, they
Death
fight.
threats.
No, they fight each other.
They are, honestly, like,
Tony
going
Dean
to
did-
Wild games, it's scary.
Oh, they're scary
when
people.
they're there. Actually, at this Stars game, 2 guys got arrested right in front of me because they punched each other in the faces.
Were they like
Stars fans or
fans of the same team?
Stars punched a Wild fan in the face, and then he punched him back.
Nice.
Yeah. It got really aggressive. And there was, like, this kid in front of me with his dad, and I happen to know the kid and the dad. And I look at kid, say something to dad,
You look
dad's
at
just lean
kid.
back.
I love it how you
They
refer to
come
it
up-
as kid and dad. Like, looked at kid, then I looked at dad. I said, kid.
They come up afterwards because he wants to see the set and everything. And I'm like, so, how's it going? And it's like, well, Nico just witnessed a fight. He goes, Daddy, what's that? What's that? Because he's
Well,
like 7.
The child's name is Miko.
Nico.
Oh, they said Miko. I'm like, Uber fans.
Yeah. So his name's Nico.
By the way,
he's
my buddy who's going to be at the game with me tomorrow night, they named their dog Miko.
nice?
Yeah,
That's lovely.
super fans.
So Nico's like, I guess was like, Daddy, what is that? And it's like, well, it's just part of the show. It's just part of the show. It's all fake. Oh, so that's fake blood? Like,
Is that like the
Yeah.
opposite
Fake
of like?
blood.
Is that the opposite of the sex talk? Like, when 2 people hate each other very much, sometimes they fight each other,
They
and
fight
then
each
they
other.
draw blood.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, speaking of things that we hate, how do you guys feel about those new sweaters that they're going to be wearing?
Things that we hate.
I asked Sarah, and Sarah said she liked them.
No, that's not true.
It's true.
I said
I
I don't hate them.
I have digital proof that you said you loved them.
I did not say I loved them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to find this.
It's true.
I don't.
I was not a
I mean,
fan.
okay, I don't
thought
hate
they-
them.
I'm
I'm saying
bored.
everybody
I thought they were
I've heard of
I
hates
thought they were
them.
generic. They're
Right.
generic.
I'm bored by them. I definitely wish they had the laces. It's
You
a
coulda got-
stadium
you-
series.
you-
I want like a throwback kind of look.
You could have got
Right.
louder. All their jerseys have laces. Every jersey the Wild has have laces.
I know, but not these.
I know, but you could have gotten much more aggressive with the jersey than playing it safe. They'll play it safe next year when they replace the red jersey.
I do like the
They're
hat.
really going to replace the red jersey?
Oh yeah, it's out. It's the next one to go.
It's the next one to go.
Scott's
You
making
have to
decisions.
rotate it.
Okay.
That's how they produce revenue.
I don't know. I think the numbers are obscenely large.
On the arms, they're obnoxious.
I mean, it takes up half of the arm. It's shoulder to elbow.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah, I'm not sure about like the rings. You know, like it's just solid rings of color. Like our colors are kind of Christmassy, Christmas tree, Christmassy, anyways.
Already?
So I feel like when they're just rings like that, I don't know. I was kind of bored. I was kind of like whatever. But have you seen the Blackhawks ones? I don't really like them either. I didn't. I was just kind of unimpressed. I guess just whatever. I guess like more excited about the actual event and just kind of rolling with it. But the Blackhawks ones aren't that cool either.
But they've also been in 16 outdoor games, so they are probably getting running out of ideas for outdoor jerseys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like the Olympics. They just run out of ideas.
Which is actually, I think it compounds the fact that we did not do something bold and exciting because it's the first one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
and who knows when we're going to get another one.
Cause it's cold here.
Yeah, I mean,
Cold.
are you gonna go?
I'm hoping they just make me work,
Yeah,
which will mean like because there'll
So
be
you-
5 of us working.
So
I'll hardly have
you'll
to do
be you'll be
anything.
there anyways.
Yeah.
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 I
would
will be
love
there.
to go. Yeah, you'll go. I'd love to go. I think that it would be really fun. It's gonna be cold. I think you have to be sitting at the right spot to see anything.
Right.
I think the alumni game the night before is gonna be super fun.
So they added Cicerelli's in.
Right.
So they added him. The rosters are final for that game. I did see. So that's. I mean, all of the top names are going to be there. I mean that is. It's going to be an exciting game. Obviously, with the tickets, you get both games. But it is going to be cold. I mean, there's no way around it. I'm in the center ice in the second deck and the second row, and I'm gonna probably
Freeze
have
your
to-
balls off.
I'm gonna have to wear my snowmobile gear out
Yeah.
there.
I went to the Winter Classic in Detroit
Against the Maple Leafs
a couple years ago. Yeah.
on New Year's Day. Oh my gosh, I'm
Detroit
so jealous.
Yeah.
That's when
It
the
was
winter.
for
That's when
work.
the Winter Classic is, by the way.
Yeah.
Every year.
Oh,
Okay, whatever.
Okay,
Shut the
whatever.
fuck up.
So it was.
Canadians are slow.
It was. God, you're so rude. So
It's been 2
take
weeks.
a fork full of French fries.
I
why
gotta
don't you?
make up for it.
Holy
Canadian
cow.
French fries too.
So I went, and it was pretty. It was awesome. I mean, and not just. I didn't even get to see the game. I got to see all the
The Leafs
other.
won.
So that was in the big, the big house, and they had all this stuff going on around it. What we were doing, and I don't know why they had the Fox Sports North girls go. Probably just because we're the state of hockey, so that they knew we'd have the most followers that would go with us, and then the
Right.
Detroit girls were obviously there. But just the festivities surrounding those 2 days was so awesome, and I wish it was cool to be there as even just working, but to go as a fan would be phenomenal.
Now, I don't want to take away from the outdoor game because it's a stadium series game. It's not the Winter Classic, which a lot of Minnesota fans have a big problem with. And I'm on board. I'm on board with it because I know hockey originated in Canada, so to speak. But
So to speak, or did.
but Minnesota is the epicenter of hockey. I mean, as far as anywhere, if you want to have a collection and a concentration of hockey, I mean, Minnesota's got to be, outside of how many cities in Canada, by far the biggest in in the United States.
You should probably back up before she hits you.
No, I'm not scared.
I mean, this is just, it's an argument that you're never going to win. So I'm just not even going to have it. I mean, if you look at the NHL, the percentage of Canadian players to American players is, I mean, it says it right there.
Because you guys don't put your kids in school. They just stop going to school in 4th grade and just go to hockey. And then when they're done, they don't know where the capital of their own province is.
Okay.
I'm really
rude.
happy you knew what a province was.
I did that actually specifically just because if I didn't, she would have come after me.
You used
I
to
had-
say Providence. Okay.
It's a province.
I know.
I did say that once. I
never
said Providence.
I
and
never
was
said
like,
Providence.
That's not right.
Providence is in Rhode Island, just so you know.
It was a place.
Okay, so the epicenter of hockey in the States
well, we are the state of hockey. But I mean, the point is that it's how much more perfect can a place be to have an outdoor game? Is Minnesota
Right.
in
It never should have taken this long.
in the U.S.? I mean, because in Canada you have your own Winter Classic-esque game. Okay, it's played in what was it, Vancouver last year?
Right.
What the hell's it called? It's like.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Look at this. I was trying to give you some love, but I don't even know. But I figured you'd know. It was like it's not the Heritage Classic. It's like something else. But whatever it is, it's not the NHL like marquee game. But Minnesota has gotten no love for it.
I mean, we have a whole hockey day. A day of hockey.
Well,
Hockey Day Minnesota.
which is in Duluth this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good job.
That's right. I know this.
The Heritage Classic, you're right.
Ha-ha! Look at that.
Look at
You
that.
wanna-
What do you think about Hockey Day being in Duluth?
You want to know even better? The Heritage Classic also is at a golf course in Hilton Head that I went to.
I think it being Duluth is, I'm going to just answer for him. I think that that's really cool because there's so many people up in the Iron Range that can feasibly get to it, and check it out because it's been kind of around this neck of the woods more in the last few years.
It goes back and forth. No, it's
It
not.
does.
That's not true. It's been up in Roseau. It's been up in like Baudette. It goes back and
Yeah,
forth.
but that was a few years ago. I mean, the last 2 years they've been in the metro areas.
It was up in.
Which I personally
It was
Elk
up in.
River.
It was up in Elk River. It was.
And then
in
it was
Forest
in St.
Lake.
Paul
Forest
this
Lake.
last year. I'm
it-
saying the last couple years it's been in the metro area. So it's nice for, okay, it's been 3 years, let's head back up north.
I thought it was cool in St. Paul, though.
Prosser.
I loved it in
Prosser
St. Paul.
from
That
Elk
was
River.
awesome.
Is that like?
Yes.
Okay, that was a thing. Okay. Yeah, the St. Paul at the Holman Field was pretty cool. 'Cause
That
they
was
did.
neat.
I think that was like a precursor to the outdoor game.
Yeah.
They wanted
Yeah,
to get
that was-
people like
that was really cool.
excited about the vibe.
And it was such a beautiful day that afternoon, too.
It was so warm.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was like 35 or something.
We went out there the week before and did a quick little story on it. And it was frigid the day that we went. And it was like, we're here. It'll be warm when you come. Like, and they're like, can you just not seem so cold? As they give us, our puffy, like these fleece jackets that they gave the Fox Sports North girls, by the way, were like the biggest joke ever. They look big and poofy, but they're like $20 jacket, So I'm out there like,
But
sure.
don't you have base layers?
My lips are blue,
Base layer.
I did, but you can only base layer so much.
Untrue.
Base
So the
layer.
day of was awesome.
Base
That's my
layer, you
point.
throw a fleece in there for some filler, and then
Yeah.
you throw a top coat on. You're good.
I will say though,
Snowmobiling
as much as
101.
I love Hockey Day Minnesota, and I'm assuming I'm probably going to work it again this year. By game, I'm excited it's up there because going back and forth this last year from St. Paul to the U of M back to St. Paul after seriously being outside for like 10 hours and then watching the Gopher game and then coming all the way back to St. Paul, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I wanted to shoot myself by the time I got to the Wild game. I was like, I can't stand up.
That's
I can't feel
aggressive.
my face
Well,
when I'm with you.
Isn't the Wild game not here this year on Hockey Day?
I don't think it is. No,
It's-
you're right
it's
because
weird 'cause
Gorg isn't
I-
going to
Because of-
be
because
in
of
Hockey
the
Day,
outdoor game.
Minnesota.
Because of
Okay,
the
yeah,
outdoor game.
because when I saw that on the schedule, like immediately as soon as I saw Hockey Day, went and looked at the schedule, and I'm like, we're not at home. Like, how's that?
I'll probably play it like on a big screen somewhere and have a viewing party or something. Kendall will be there, signing
Probably.
autographs,
Yeah.
photo opportunities.
Kendall loves her
Be
viewing
careful
parties.
though, because Jordan will be not so far away watching you.
Like a hawk.
Like, do not get too close, and
Put
one
you in a
photo
headlock.
minimum.
Jordan, I don't blame you. I would be watching this douche too.
You'll be in a headlock before you know it,
there's no other-
man.
I'm not going to be there. There's other people. I'm just
Listen
warning
to
the
other
other
people.
fans.
Other people.
Well, I'm really excited to play the Blackhawks in it. I mean, it's kind of our
Right.
our nemesis. It was really fun to see them get a win last night against them, and kind of do we play them again before? We must play them again before.
I don't think we do.
Really.
Yeah. I feel like they were
I'll
just
pull up
talking about that.
I'll pull up the schedule.
Pull up the schedule.
Interesting.
Because, let's see. I think it's interesting is that the last couple of years we've made a huge deal about, we got this big rivalry with Colorado. And this year it's just been kind of like,
well, that's because they kind of suck. Although we do have 2 games coming up against them next weekend. It's
Yeah.
kind of
See,
it's kind of weird.
we don't
how that's
have
been
like
happening.
we don't have a definitive like rivalry. I think they're trying to invent rivalries like there used to be
For the
in the
state.
Norris division, but it's the same thing with like a lot of our sports. I mean, the Vikings try to proclaim like their rival is the Green Bay Packers, but if you're in Wisconsin, They're like
The rival
our
is
rivals
the
are the
Bears.
Chicago Bears. I mean, we're like a secondary.
Yeah,
but we don't
that's
have
because
anybody else.
We have so many annoying Packer fans that live here, and
That's the
Packers
thing.
fans are
No,
the
but
worst.
it's because we don't have anybody else. I mean, the nearest proximity of team that obviously in the NFC North is Green Bay. But that's it. I
The
mean,
only reason the Packers and the Bears are the true rivals is because they were better for so many years and fighting each other for the North, where we weren't as good, so we weren't in it for a long time. But now we are,
Yeah,
which has
we're
been
here.
really fun. I
We're
know.
here, bitches.
I was not expecting that this year, but I am pumped. I really am. That was.
I'm going to the game on Sunday.
Are
I'm
you?
gonna, Speaking of base
Me
layers,
too.
I'm going to be base layering it up.
It's 40 degrees and sunny on Sunday.
Yeah,
it's
it's
So I
gonna be
hope
nice.
you base layer it up and sweat your butt off.
No, it's called wicking. Wicking, it gets the sweat out.
Okay, Lululemon.
It's not Lululemon. What?
But you knew that. But you knew that.
He only wears Lululemon while watching Dancing with the Stars and doing
Right.
his stretches.
I did read somewhere
You
that
peeking in my window?
I did see at the Wild that they had some mini thing on Jared Spurgeon, and he did mention Lululemon as well.
Well, they all do yoga. I mean, they have no problem.
He said if he had
Admitting
money,
it.
I'd like
he would
to
go
see
shopping
Doobie
there.
doing yoga.
They showed. I'm trying to think who it
Can he
was.
touch
They
his-
were up.
like he's very
He's just like
limber,
a tree.
clearly.
It was
but he's
it was
so
Kyle.
tall.
It was Kyle Brodziak. They did like the Becoming Wild, and they showed him up doing. I think Charlie Coyle did too. Doing yoga. Like they were all going to yoga studios and like making sure that they're. And if that helps them be more flexible and not
Limber.
pulling things.
Right.
Limber.
Limber.
That's- Every time I hear that word, I think of like the Blades of Glory movie.
With Will Ferrell?
When Will Ferrell's like telling his story in his like the Sexaholics Anonymous, he's like, she had this, so I knew she was limber, and they're all like getting a little excited. No,
His
Not
movie
lost?
voice is so creepy. Kendall, thank God you're here.
Limber,
I didn't like it.
You know,
limber.
I didn't like it
All
either.
like
right,
any of
we
that.
and by the way, I looked at the schedule. We do not play Chicago again. So
Interesting.
That's
All
next time.
right.
That's
All
it.
right. So a little bit of momentum going into the next time we play. You know, bringing up Charlie Coyle, that is somebody else that I would really like to see do more. He's not playing bad. He's just, it's almost like I don't see him. I don't notice him. He's just out there.
I think he's a lot better than the end of last year. Last year, at the end of the year, I was like, who's Charlie Coyle? I forgot. Other than that pink shirt girl.
Aggressive.
You know,
Pink shirt
kick his
girl.
ass, Charlie, that girl.
I know her.
Snow Ice Queen. What's her name? Snow. I don't know. She made like TV news and internet sensation because she's the hot chick in the pink shirt, right on the glass, beating it, going, kick his ass, Charlie. That girl.
yeah, I know. You're
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about.
that girl.
Kick his ass, Charlie.
So other than that girl, I just had, yep.
Let me see.
There you go. Alyssa Snowflake Nelson. That's her.
Because her name
By the
isn't
way,
actually
we used to
Snowflake.
go to some events, like as Fox Sports North girls, and she'd always be there after that whole thing, and she'd like walk around and do the like looks, you know.
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
like, dude, I'm not trying to like compete with your tit bearing, glass banging thing.
Write
Like,
that
whoa.
down.
Not trying to
those
do
of you at
that.
home.
Bearing.
It was one of those very awkward situations.
That was
I
aggressive.
didn't. It was just a.
I like
She
that.
was kind of aggressive. It was very awkward.
But
I wasn't a
she
fan.
She wasn't very tit bearing in that, like in the kick his ass Charlie
Did
thing.
you see her at any other events after that?
No.
Yeah, because she wore hot pink shirts to everything, so you knew who she was, and it was like midriff or tit bearing.
Tits
from
being
there
bared.
on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So you were keeping a watchful eye.
because she was always standing there staring.
I
and
find
was
that
like, what?
I find that interesting.
What do you
Kendall.
want?
I find
Would
that
you
very.
like-
I find that very
Would
intriguing.
you like a hug?
Jordan,
do you need
take
a dad?
take notes, Jordan. Take notes.
I'm confused.
She's on the watch for hot pink
Wow.
and boobs.
Kendall, I'm
Watch
liking
out.
the fire.
Oh, can't handle
So,
it.
Scott, you're telling me that you think Charlie's playing just fine? He's good. Stay right where he's
No,
at?
I don't think so. I mean, he comes and goes, and that's like been his mo for how long?
I just don't even think he's going.
He
he's
fades,
just
he
not
comes.
doing anything. He's just kind of
And I think
there.
the problem with Charlie is like he has an undefined role, and it's always floating, and it is floating because it always is contingent on whoever else is hurt
I don't.
or where
yeah.
the need is. Somebody's hurt, Charlie moves. Somebody does this, Charlie moves. Somebody does this,
Well,
Charlie
when you
moves.
have somebody who can be moved from wing to center and back and forth, that's how it's going to be. I mean, that is your position right there, is being that person for
Now, while he
injuries
might
Be
not
that guy.
but he might not perform. But I mean, does it say something that you can be moved into all those different places? I mean,
Are you saying it's kind of like the thing where if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback?
Not
one of those
not
things.
necessarily that, but if you're
I mean-
if you're like a utility player and they're moving you around so much that you do have a hard time developing, that
role.
that role and that connection and continuity with people. Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Parisi comes back and they immediately flip back to Pominville, Granlund, Parisi. Boom, it's the same line.
What would you want of them? What did you want to see? You want to see?
There's times there I would have said, absolutely not. You move Pominville down with Vanek on the third line, and then do a Coyle, Parisi, Granlund line on the first. Or who knows who you make the pivot because Granlund's had such a suspect season. I don't know.
Yeah. I know he's been kind of able to fly under the radar a little bit too with Palmer. Palmer being the big skeptical or whatever you want to say with him not having a goal, and maybe it'll be interesting to see how much more of that is on Granlund now that he's just not producing. He's not shooting. He's just not producing the way that line did do pretty well last night though. They had like 22 shots on goal or something like that. That's pretty damn good.
Jeez.
And it had more than that attempted. It was even, the stat was, the majority of shots taken, but also how many more attempted. So they were shooting, and obviously Palmer gets on the score sheet again. Suter gets on there as a follow-up.
I loved
to
that
Granlund.
Suter goal because it was just relentless. It was that Granlund couldn't quite get it done, which it should have been, but I'll give it to him. But to have Suter come in and have a defenseman come in and finish that playoff was
Not a
really
defenseman.
nice.
Him.
Yes.
You have plenty of defensemen that have no problem coming up into the offensive zone. Him
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
He is a stay-at-home, risk-adverse boy. So for him to do that is good.
When Grayovac gets back into the lineup,
He was skating today,
he was?
but they don't. I mean, they said
They haven't said anything?
his return is imminent, but he did skate today.
Where's he going to be?
TBD.
Who's going to go bye-bye?
It all depends on who's playing well. I mean, if now the fourth line hasn't
It might
been,
be Grayovac to go
the-
bye-bye.
No, it could be, but
I mean, at that point, he's not going to play it in right now. What is it, 22 games?
No,
so-
let's be fair. He's going to go to Iowa for some conditioning. He's not jumping right back into the big club. But if he plays well and bounces back and shows that he's the same player he was before, and you have a potential, center on the third line that's not playing well, whether that's Howla or whoever they have at the time, it's a possibility. Because obviously he brings size, brings physicality, he brings skill, a lot of things that we need. And there has been a lot of shifting. I mean, I know Suter, was very vocal with his frustrations, but there has been a lot of shifting back and forth from Iowa to Minnesota with defensemen, with forwards. Ballmer was
Riley
up, Ballmer
coming
was
up
down.
today.
Mike Riley called up today. Not sure if he's going to play or if this is just a little bit of a carrot to dangle in front of him to say, hey, we're going to bring you up. Folan, up and back, obviously because he can. They have that flexibility to send him back and forth. They bring up Olofsson to give him a little taste. One person you cannot send down is Prosser, and I stand by it, and I know people say that Prosser has played better. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all, and I think there's better players that you can have in the role.
I think he's been playing better, and I think he's been playing better than Folan, so I'm not... I think it's fine.
But what's your end game? I mean, he plays better to what point, and then he's taking somebody's ice time?
I don't think at this point in the season he is not our issue. Dumba is our issue. He I don't know what needs to happen with him. Maybe he needs to go down at this point.
I don't know if he can. I mean, I don't think he's hit the threshold where you can't send him down.
He could go down.
Yeah, so you could, but I mean, is that going to cause?
It's going to send a message. But I at this point, they're doing every. I mean, Yo is publicly saying that all the defense pairing changes in this, it is to try to spark him, to try to do something. I mean,
So what do you do? So let me ask you that. What is if you're the coach, what do you do with him?
I don't know. I don't know if you send him down just yet, but something has to change. I
You
don't
put
know.
him on the third. I mean, is the third line the answer, or is the fact that he needs more ice time? I mean, do you try to put him on the top line? I mean, what do you think would spark him?
I don't know, because it's like they've been switching up the lines, the pairing lines, and it's not working. So I don't know. I don't know. It just is it a sophomore slump, or was last year kind of a fluke?
He never had a freshman year, really. I mean, he had a part. He
did last year.
Part of a year.
He came up in like October or November. It was like not even 20 games in, and he was up.
I don't think
I
he had
don't know. I think it's just with him, it's just so 100% mental, and you can't really change that by just who you're playing with on the line. It's not, and I'm not a hockey coach. I don't know how you fix that. Maybe he needs to go to yoga and meditate. He needs to meditate and visualize himself hitting pucks into the back of the net.
He probably does.
But he has no problem shooting. I think it's the other things that are his issue.
Turnovers are a big issue.
That is an issue, and obviously they know he's a little bit of a risky player. And when he does have issues, he becomes very much risk adverse, which I think affects his game. Because it's a ripple effect to when he gets off his game, it affects other components of his game that really cause him as a player completely to collapse. So he's not effective in any facet of his game. And that could be mental.
Well, and he's becoming more of a hazard out on the ice.
Could be.
You know,
and we've seen that before with other defensemen now. And I said it how many weeks ago about keeping Spurgeon here, and I will reinforce that statement every day of the week. I mean, anybody that says that Spurgeon is not worth as much as anybody else on this team defensively aside from Suter is full of shit.
Well, Spurgeon will be Suter in 5 years. I mean,
but they're full of shit if they don't think that we should get rid of somebody else and keep him. They're
I just
fooling
don't know
themselves.
how you make something else work.
Fooling
logistically, financially.
That's Chuck Fletcher's
I'm
job.
not sure.
That's Chuck Fletcher's job to figure that out, because you do not let, and I don't think they're going to let him walk away. They're going to trade him, so they're going to get something for him. But mark my words, he will turn into a extremely
I totally
special
agree.
player.
I absolutely agree. I just we can't afford him.
Beyond what he is today. I mean, that's.
So who else would you trade tomorrow?
I'd trade Scandella tomorrow. I'd trade Brodin tomorrow to keep him and sign him long term. Yep, that's right. Suck the air out of the bar. I don't care. He is better than either one of those.
I mean, I do really like Spurgeon a lot, especially this year. He's been playing phenomenally.
As a complete defenseman, I challenge anybody in the Twitter world to challenge my opinion on this, because if you can give me an educated breakdown
You're lucky Tony's not here.
Of why you think anybody else is better, I'd love to hear it, because they're not. He is a complete defenseman, and he brings offensive upside without sacrificing defensive responsibility. So I would love to hear anybody's argument for why anybody is better, aside from Suter. Suter is a special player.
I was hoping you wouldn't leave that out, because I was just going to say it and then be like, I got nothing else. Next.
Oh, that's it. Wow, That's amazing. I just got both of these two to shut up. Mark it down.
I have always said
Write it
that
down.
I liked Spurgeon, okay?
I just got bored, and so I stopped listening.
What are you on?
I'm on Twitter.
You on yoga.com?
We were hoping that someone was going to challenge you, but everybody else...
Felska will give it time.
I know. Where
he'll
is
come in and
Felska?
he'll chime in about something. I'm not saying anything. I mean, I Felska, love you, but that you know how strong I feel about this opinion, and I really, really don't believe that.
Felska did
already?
tweet that the Dallas game was definitely not on Kemper.
No,
defense is to blame.
I said that. I mean, I said that too. I said that did not affect Kemper's confidence at all, and it shouldn't.
So I got a question.
There it is.
And you probably have already talked about this,
Maybe.
but because it happened last month.
It's been too old. Maybe.
But I haven't talked to you guys about it, and I just wanted to know your opinion. So the paid patriotism bit with, all the, obviously, NFL teams had issues, NHL teams had issues. What is it? What's that number? $570,000 for paid patriotism, all the stuff that you see before games and everything. I mean, what do you think about that? The Wild they were one of the heavy hitters, and, I'm just curious.
You're going to have to go into more detail. Apparently, I haven't been following this as closely.
Are you being
Okay.
serious? What, do you live under a rock?
I just don't.
Okay, let's let Kendall tell the story.
All right.
Okay, so basically,
How do you know I didn't
just,
do that just to give Kendall a little love?
Okay, I like it.
You're gritting like come find me. It's so scary. So I want to see what teams
I'm like
had
the Cheshire
more.
cat over
But basically, teams have those before the game things where they have somebody who's in the military come out and they do a big military presence and they have
Absolutely.
a military game and
Absolutely.
they have this, right, which is fantastic and it's awesome and
They
it
do
should
it.
happen.
They do it before James Bone sings the
Right.
Star Spangled Banner,
Right.
and they have whoever, male or female, of their respective branch of the military come out. They get recognized. Everybody cheers,
Right.
and then they salute, and the anthem is sung.
So that happens, and it happens in a lot of arenas, whether that be whatever kind of team, too. It's a huge scandal that has come out that these various teams are getting paid a fuck ton of money
There it is.
to
Ayo.
have these guys come out.
44
And they're
minutes
like,
in.
Well,
why
like
are
by
you
the
getting
government,
paid for
right?
Yeah. Why are you getting paid to do this? You should just be doing this out of goodwill, or else if you're getting this money, it should be going towards these troops.
So,
Right.
so I don't want to get political, but I don't think the Wild or any other national sports team, regardless of what sport it is, would probably approach the federal government and say, hey, I have a
Right.
proposal for you.
Right.
On the other side, I bet it is stemmed from the government approaching teams and saying, we would like you to do this and we will compensate you accordingly. So I don't think it's the teams not doing it on their own. I think it's our government and leadership not forcing, but incentivizing the the patriotism infused into sporting events. I think that is a bigger issue than the other.
I think okay. So this
There's
is-
no way the Wild are calling up the White House or the DOJ or somebody else saying, "Hey, you want to give me like X amount of dollars, and we'll have somebody roll out before every game, and they'll get introduced, and then we'll sing this." No, absolutely not.
It's weird to me because I have like being Canadian. I'm being serious now. Like I'm not joking.
I don't think
but,
the
like,
Canadians pay us to sing their anthem before.
Stop.
But I'm saying, like, that's it. Like, it's the U.S. government.
Mic drop.
It's effed.
Being Canadian though, and moving here, like I never feel more patriotic than like American patriotic, you know, and like except for like the beginning of a game when you like sing the national anthem and there's like guys in uniform with like a giant flag that they spread out and like there's like planes that fly over and
The
you
planes,
know like
the planes are probably the coolest thing, like with outdoor events. When you get like the jets that fly over and they get the sonic.
How do
the
we get
sonic
you
boom.
to shut up?
I just think that's cool. That's my only piece. That's it. I'm out.
But
Mic
like
drop.
I've never felt more patriotic than then. So to find out, like I feel kind of like cheated. Like it's kind of like a scam. Like I feel like I just bought like 100 pink breast cancer awareness NFL jerseys, and then I realized that it's not helping breast cancer at all.
That's Susan Coleman. Like that. That's a big scam, by the way. As far as breast cancer goes, but that's not on the teams.
That mic drop lasted all of 10
You
seconds.
can't put that on the teams
I don't
at
put
all.
it on the teams. No,
It's on the
I
government.
put it on Merca.
It's garbage. It's garbage that the government has to force that, and I don't know. It's trying to make people like feel better about.
Is that why? I guess I never thought about
I
that.
think that's it. They're trying to make it's.
Oh, they're
it's
trying
a-
to pump up. It totally works, you
It's
guys.
a political scam.
Oh,
They killed it.
It's forced.
MG.
It's forced patriotism, and they infuse it within sports that you love.
Oh my God! I never thought about that.
Politics
It's like
at its greatest. Subliminal messaging.
Subliminals? Damn it!
Hey, do you know when it started?
When what? When it all broke out? or when?
Like how long has it been going on? How long have they been getting paid for? Because my suspicion is probably within 7 years.
Are you talking about making some kind of reference to...
Absolutely.
Let's see.
I bet that's a
Professional sports franchises over the past 4 years,
It's a-
including
it's a-
this,
it's a
and this. So
straight
that's
up-
just the Pentagon.
It's a cloak
has-
and dagger scam.
Here it is. The Pentagon has paid more than $9 million to professional sports franchises over the past 4 years, including a $6.8 million to stage paid patriotism events.
Thank
This
you,
was
Obama.
posted Today.
That's
Oh my
that's
God!
an
We are
Obama
not
thing.
going.
Oh, God.
Shut
Now
up!
he's getting...
I
That's it.
am not gonna have an Obama bashing on Wild Wednesday. Okay.
That's it, though. I mean,
this is totally not what I'm here for.
I know,
God
but
damn
that-
it, Kendall!
But that's what I mean. That's
Okay,
if it's
forget that.
politics,
Shut up.
That's it.
I just can't believe that I have been duped.
Yeah.
Like I was made to feel so American, you guys. I can't explain the feeling that I felt. I like I'm so upset right now.
It's true.
Like, you can ask my husband, you know what I hate the most? Missing the national anthem when I go to a game. I'm, like, furious. Because I feel so, like, American.
And you want to know the funny thing? And Tony's going to comment on this when he hears it. I've had tickets for a period of 10 years. Every game, they play the national anthem. And prior to 4 years ago, they marched somebody out there and recognized them. So, for the government to just start paying for it,
It said that in the last 4 years, that's what they've been paid. It didn't say that's when it started, though. It said that that's the amount from those 4 years that they can prove. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it's been happening longer than 4 years. So I don't.
It's interesting. I mean, I really have no opinion on the whole thing. I'm going to be really honest.
Well, Kendall, thanks for having no opinion and bringing Obama up on the show. So.
Sorry for not having
Way to pour gas on the fire.
I was just curious. I am
From now
genuinely
on,
curious.
Nothing political around this one, okay?
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't know how that was. I mean, I guess patriotism.
I like
political.
when he started saying 7 years ago. I literally was like, "What happened 7 years ago?"
Yep.
Well, my first math was 9/11 was way longer.
That's what I was thinking too, and I was like, "Why are we not just
Wait
saying
for
it? Are we not supposed to say that?" Okay, so one really quick funny story.
Actually, it was
pretty
4
funny.
years. If it was 4 years ago when it started, that probably was a re-election campaign thing.
I can't even deal with you. Let's just move on. Okay.
Did you not hear me say it? It didn't necessarily start 4 years
Conspiracy.
ago. That was the numbers that were in this one article.
He's the worst.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hear about
Kendall,
all
let's
this
talk
next
about
week.
your and Gorg's show.
I'm laughing at both of you. I love it.
Okay.
So you guys do a show Mondays and Thursdays.
Yes.
Mondays in studio at what time?
Not anymore. We always have been, and starting next week, we are at Dave & Buster's in
Cool.
Southdale. Yeah, Southdale Mall. They've got a brand new Dave & Buster's there, so that's from 5 to 6. And then on Thursdays from 5 to 6 at McGovern's, unless it's a home game. Then Gorg and I got to get over to the X, and so we go from 3:30 to 4:30. But yeah, so we're like, basically what's happened is a lot of food is coming my way.
Oh my gosh,
Love
yeah.
it. In waves.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
I watched
Waves.
not last week, but 2 weeks ago. I witnessed it live. It's something.
the food. I mean,
it-
we took down those Canadian French fries pretty quickly.
We did.
We did. I couldn't stop eating them. They were addicting.
I know, they're really good.
They are pretty
really
good.
But yeah, it's
So
you know,
Dave & Buster's, that's exciting.
Dave & Buster's. I'm excited to see what the layout will be like. I'm sure it'll be busy. It's holiday shopping too. So if you're at Southdale Mall on Mondays, head on over.
5
say
to 6,
hello.
and you guys talk everything sports. You
Everything
do fantasy
sports.
football on.
Yeah, big fantasy football on Mondays. He does waiver wires, and then Gorg does predictions on Thursday, like 5 to keep, 5 to drop, sort of a thing. And I tell stories about my fantasy football league because I'm terrible.
Are you really?
And it's so funny. It's because I overthink the crap out of it. Like, I'm like, okay,
so you
well,
and Gorg
so-and-so's
don't play
playing-
together in a league? You
No.
play, okay.
And I'm like, I just think I know, so-and-so's playing so-and-so, so then, he's being covered by so-and-so, so he's not going to do well. And then it always backfires on me. And the girls I play against haven't changed their lineup since week one.
That's
And
so
I'm like,
frustrating.
how am I losing? I'm 4-8.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my work league, Canadian Bacon, I started my Canadian Bacon team started 0-6. Okay, I've never been in this situation before. Like, I've never been bad. Okay,
Right.
It was horrible. It's just embarrassing. I didn't even want to show my face at the office. So then there was this miraculous turn of events, and I just went on a run. I was killing it. So I won 4 in a row.
Killing spree.
Yes, and then
What do you attribute that to?
well, just generally me being better.
Is that like
I had
a self gratification thing right
I
there?
had I had a rough start. I had Breeze. He sucked in the beginning.
Your awesomeness is just what led to it?
Well, yeah, basically, it's confusing why I was so bad
It's
in the
aggressive.
beginning. To
It's
be
aggressive.
honest, it's very confusing for everybody. But anyways, I went on a tear, and now I'm still 4-8, and I'm probably not going to make the playoffs.
Yep. I'm 4-8 too. It's really fun.
It sucks. It
sucks.
I am 5-7.
Really, really.
That's pretty
sucks.
sad. In my other league, I have 8 wins.
But somehow every week I score like over 100 points, but I still lose.
Yep, I
It's
do that
foolish.
too.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, on the
Seriously.
show a couple weeks ago, I did point out that there was some collusion happening, and nobody cared. these two didn't care at all.
No.
And I was really, really upset about it.
He was really upset that we didn't care. He was like more
Really?
upset that we didn't care than he was about the
They're
actual
like-
situation.
They're like, whatever, just deal with it. I'm like, no.
Don't be
that's the
such a
principle of
baby.
it. Yeah, they called me a baby.
Well, my
Baby.
other league, I'm really good, so
It's fine.
We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Maybe I'll stop by and visit you in Gorg on Monday at some
Dave and
Monday
Buster's.
at Dave and Buster's.
Those are you hockey fans out there. If you play fantasy football, Gronk is out for probably 2 weeks.
Hey, just
So
one. I've got him
go-
on both teams.
Go get Chandler.
He's
go get
gone
Chandler.
already.
What, Chandler?
Well, by now, yeah, it's Wednesday.
Well, okay. But if he's not and you have idiots playing with you, go get him.
I've got him.
I'm really high on the waiver wire orders, so it's great.
You got him? I got him. Because I have
wasn't
Gronk.
sure. I should just start. I'm really high. I'm like, okay,
What? Where are you?
Kendall's been
Do
hitting
you
the
know what time it
Chiba
is?
outside.
cool.
She's smoking White Widow outside.
Dad, I have not.
I'm not judging. Okay, so big win last night in Chicago. At home tomorrow night against my boys. I think that's a must-win situation. Times are tough in T-Dot, so I think we should take that
Playing
one.
against the Sugar Maples. Let's see. I hope we just destroy them. Like circa Atlanta thrash them. Like that would be good. It'd be fabulous. Sorry, I know it's your team. But
I'd like to win. I don't know
Bernier's
if we have
playing
to,
he's playing like straight garbage.
He's not even starting anymore.
No, but he's straight garbage. So I mean, they have to revert to other people.
Who did well? He won in his NHL debut. First Toronto Maple Leaf goalie ever
By the way,
to
I love
start
I love,
and win
I love
in
how
a
the
shutout
King-
situation.
I love how the Kings are so like, whoa, not sure what's wrong with Bernier. Not sure why he's having such struggles up there. Like it's like a little jab to the Maple Leafs. Like he was good when he was here, and now he's junk.
Well, everybody's fired up because they think, Babcock was going to be the answer. Well, it's still the same team. I mean, he's not going to come in and strides and leaps and suddenly it's, but
Leaps and bounds.
whatever.
And then we play the Avs on Saturday. Do you like that?
Avs. It's kind of weird because we play Avs at home on
Little
Saturday,
home and home bit.
and then
Monday.
on Monday at Avs. Didn't that happen last year too, where we played?
Well, we opened it with home and home. Yeah, we opened the season with home and home. So we can watch red-faced Wah just lose his mind again. That'd be great. Although we have to watch out because I talked to a few guys at work today, and they did comment once again on like the softness of the Wild versus bigger teams.
Yeah.
How we continue to get beat up because we don't have a presence that will kind of
Stewie.
we'll
Bye-bye.
will allow
Hey.
allow people to maybe think twice before they take liberties. Like people like Bufflin that
Take
they're just ungoverned in the league. It's crazy.
Well, I think that what was really nice to see last night was that we played a complete game from start to finish. And if we can continue playing like that, where we're coming out and we're playing a whole game, all 3 periods, not 2 out of 3 periods, then I think that we have a great shot to take all 3 of those games, to be honest.
Boom.
I love that. I talked to somebody at work about this.
6 points. Here we go.
Did we talk about to be honest, like we're not going to say that anymore?
I haven't really been saying that.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I talked to you about not saying anymore, but you seem to still do it.
Do not say to be honest. For those of you out, this is a public service message. When you preface your statement with to be honest, it means every other time you don't say it, you're lying.
I'm probably going to kick you in the balls under the table. You're so annoying.
No wonder you drink so much beer. You have to listen to
To be
yourself all
honest,
day.
you're really annoying us.
Wow.
So speaking of Monday games,
I'm
Monday
gonna
the
let them
21st.
continue. See
Monday
how
the
good this
21st.
is.
Monday the 21st, the Wild have a home game, and so I have to be at the game, and Scott is going to be co-hosting on the sports ticket. You can come too if you want to, Sarah. It's
Fine.
going to be fun.
So this is Monday the 21st. You're going to be at the game, but where's Gorg? Isn't he going to be at the game
He
too?
can be there for a little bit at least, and I just can't be there at all.
No, this is the 17th.
No, the 21st.
The
Wait,
Stars?
am I looking at the wrong days?
You're wrong date. 17th.
Give me the
Thursday the
calendar.
17th versus the Rangers. That's the
Oh,
day
I
you
thought
told
you
me.
said it was a Monday.
Sorry, that's the game that you are helping me out at. I also am gone on Monday the 21st, which I have to figure out. But yes, Thursday the 17th at 3:30 at McGovern's. I will only be there until 3:55, and then I got to run over to the X and be there by 4.
Your life is crazy, sister. You're all over the
It's
place.
psychotic. I don't sleep.
It's a what do you guys say? Dog eat dog world?
Yeah. What do you guys say here?
What is that thing?
What's that American stupid phrase?
Doggy dog.
Fuzzy
No?
Wuzzy was a worm, goddammit. Okay.
Wow.
And he was a bear too.
Thanks,
Aaron,
Kendall.
Aaron's just over here giggling, like, back me up. Like, you're the other balancing testosterone in the bunch.
Nobody needs balanced testosterone.
What do you want me to say?
Aaron, aren't you so happy I did so well with the promos today?
Crushed it today.
Killed it. You didn't even notice I did them, did you?
Yep, didn't even notice it.
Didn't talk about book club once.
Because you were not forced to read them. Otherwise, that's where you fail. What is this? Is there at a bar? No, they're not at a bar. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, they're not at a bar?
Oh, you
I
read
was really into that.
You completely read the wrong thing? Oh, sorry about that.
You handed me that, okay? To be fair.
I think
Yeah.
I think Tony actually went there as like a peace offering.
He would.
No, did he really?
Oh, he didn't. That's a lie.
Oh.
I lied. I made it up. That's fabulous. So, what is your prediction for the next couple of games? Do you think we're going to sweep it? Are you serious? That's
F it.
that's an aggressive statement.
I say
From what we've just done,
in
and
regulation
we had
against
one
Toronto.
game. Aggressive.
Well, you know I'm always optimistic, but I'll be realistic. In regulation against Toronto, in regulation at home against the Avs, OT, I'll take a point on Monday.
An OTL?
I'll take an OTL.
So a
So
total,
I'm going
a total of 5.
5 points.
5 of 6.
Who are we playing again on Monday?
Colorado, Saturday and Monday.
Right, Colorado again.
At-
Back to back.
I feel like
at
this is
Colorado.
familiar.
Colorado at Colorado.
Well, I say I'm going to be at the game, and so far this year, I'm like 50-50 when it comes to 1 point or 2 points. So I'm going to give us 1 point tomorrow, and then 4 more.
So
Period.
she's going 5-2. That would be 5.
We're only getting one tomorrow? You think we're
Hey.
going to lose in overtime?
No, yeah, I do actually. Because you know what? Because I'm only saying this because of the luck that I've had at the X. You
Oh,
don't
so
want
you-
me.
So you are a bad luck
no,
curse?
sometimes we never lose when I'm there.
Lose.
We've been winning a bunch, and then we'll go on this slump.
Interesting. Okay.
You never know when the Maple Leafs are just going to start oozing sugar.
Never know.
Oozing sugar. I don't know. Sugar maples. Okay. I'm going to... You know what? I'm thinking about it more. I'm going to go straight 6.
What? You talked me off, and then
I totally
and
did
I
it.
guarantee next week he's going to be like, "See, I told you."
I totally
Took
did
it
it.
off.
I totally did it. I was reverse psychologying you. Just because they are low-level teams. I mean, they are not performing teams. We have played traditionally well against the Avs, and I think we'll play strong tomorrow night, and we will break your curse. And I think that we will play good in home and away against the Avs. So as long as we don't fall into their garbage, I think we'll be just fine.
And we play complete games. That's my
Complete games, rounded games.
Palmer. Let's see 3 more points for you. I want a point per
Now
game.
now that could be a fun prediction. I mean, we could do that bit from now on. Like, how many more points will Palmer make? So he's now.
Do we see Riley?
I think.
I want to see Riley. I think tomorrow night's a great night to throw Riley in
Throw him
there
in
at
there.
home. We need to win, but it's kind of against an iffy team. I say we throw Riley in tomorrow. I want to see him
You
play.
just call your team an iffy team.
First of all, they're both my teams, but yeah, they suck. They've won like 4 games all year.
All right, but that's now that we have to be
Yeah.
careful of that. Like maybe I should now you said the overtime loss. So you think we'll play down to our opponent?
I think that it'll be just like the Stars game. We'll score a bunch of points.
It
and we'll
better
just get
not
back
be
on
like
our
the
heels.
Stars game. No, because we're not playing like that anymore. Complete games.
No.
No.
Complete games.
All right, I'm gonna stick with 6, and I think we're gonna. I'd love to pour it on. I'd love to go like circa
Like gravy?
I like to go the Patriots and just rack the points up, and then everybody's gonna get just oodles and oodles of money off gas the following day, circa Super America.
Nice.
I have gotten 45 cents off before.
45.
I take it back. The Maple Leafs have won 8 games all year.
Oh, watch out! Stand back. But it's a quarter of the
They've
season.
been making a run.
I guess they're on a tear.
They're on a tear.
Who
So we better look out.
Who even plays there anymore?
They have, just because they lost Kessel, they still have a full team, okay? It's just not all jiving right now.
Do they have Dion Cuthbert yet?
Flash forever. No. Let's see. Who's there? I was just reading about their...
Fanook doesn't play there anymore, does he?
Yeah, he does. They'll never get rid of
Dion
that
Cuthbert.
contract.
He's Alicia Cuthbert's husband.
hold
It's kind of like
on.
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, Mr.
Did he change his
Mrs.
name?
Carrie
He should have
Underwood?
changed his name. She's the girl next door. Smoke show.
Anyways, I'm going 5 points. You're going 5 points. You're going 6 points.
Aggressive, but I like it.
All right, we'll see.
That's how I am. All right, we are going to sign off.
We're going to eat at Bennett's. We've been eating Canadian French fries. We shouldn't have had Canadian French fries, you guys. That might be like a bad omen.
These guys are feisty, by the way. I'm going to have to get some food in them because I think they're hangry. I'm usually hangry, but I think they're hangry.
Hangry.
Apparently, Kendall's going home to eat Donald and Daffy and
That's
Huey,
right.
Dewey, and Louie.
I love duck.
I'm eating the duck.
Is it à l'orange?
What?
Duck à l'orange?
With something with orange?
I'm not sure what it means.
Okay.
It's French.
Some with orange.
You're
Some...
Canadian. Is French? No, à l'orange.
Yeah, that's orange duck.
There you go.
Thank you. Orange some?
Sure. All right. We will see you all next week after 6 points. And maybe it may be a forearm to the face of Dion Phaneuf. Love it. See ya.
See you next week.
It's the most wonderful time of the year with the kids jingle bells.